All right, so we're going to start this project as with any. We copy our footage into a local drive so that we can perform a little bit faster than over the network. And then in Premiere, we're going to make our new project, right? And I would name it kind of in a similar way. Come on. So I'm going to call it HIB video. And I'm going to browse to that location where I saved the clips. So my D drive, Mr. Giza, let's see, I have my HIB video. All right, so there's my folder. And it looks like, oop, I don't know how much. All right, so now we're going to import those clips that we put in the folder. So, oh, the wrong screen. Come on. Okay. So, once they're imported, I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to say create multi-camera source sequence. And what we want to do here, I mean, you can name it if you'd like to, doesn't really matter, it could just be called multi-clip, multi-cam. The big setting that we want to choose here is audio. So what it's going to do is compare those two clips and line those up so that the audio, because it's going to recognize the waveform and sync them to that audio that's in there. So if I press OK, it has this process clips folder, and then we have, I believe this is our multicam, right? Yes. So it's created that multicam sequence, and then we're going to drag that onto our timeline. All right, there's one more step here, which is really all we have to do to get this set up here.
Wait, what settings are we using? Yeah, I got
Just check off audio. So it's going to sync the timing of the tracks so that the audio lines up. All right, and then we dragged that multi-camera sequence onto our timeline. All right, if for whatever reason your audio did not sync automatically, what you can do is look at your individual clips. All right, and I want you to kind of play through and try to kind of listen for some kind of thing that you can identify, right? Something that's going to be similar to both. Or maybe it is just, actually, you know what? Let's just do that. For the people that have syncing problems, all right, instead of syncing the audio, all right, so if we did this, create multi-camera sequence, just do the endpoints. All right, hopefully you recorded at like roughly the same time. All right, if you didn't, for today's demonstration, it's not going to make that big of a difference, I don't think, if you're that far off. So,
I'm having the same issue as Cameron.
so as I said, when you go to sync it, just check off endpoints instead of audio. It's still not?
Yeah, no.
What's it say?
They're like literally like 10 milliseconds apart. I don't think that's what it's doing.
It works for me.
It worked for you.
Okay, so we have it in our timeline, and now we have to turn on a special viewer. So if you remember when we turned on like our title and action safe area, we had to press the little plus button to view other buttons in there. So if I press the plus, and I'm going to look for this one right here, toggle multicam editor. All right, I'm going to turn on my laser here so you can see it on screen a little better. All right, it's got like, it's on my screen, it's next to the record button. It looks like a square with 3 lines to the left of it. All right, we're going to take that and we're going to drag it down onto our toolbar. And then press OK. And now, if we press that button, now we see multiple screens here, right? This is basically your output, and then these are our camera sources. So right now it looks like the one camera probably started a little bit before the other one. So if I scrub through here, now look, I see two little windows up here. So those are my two camera feeds that are coming in. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and as it's playing, I can click on my different windows up here to choose whichever camera feed I want to be in my final production. That's all you're doing, is you're clicking on your different window to go back and forth.
All right, fine, don't hurt me.
All right, so that's the process for choosing your different camera feeds. All right, is everybody getting that to work on theirs? All right, I'll come around and check again. Okay. All right, so I placed my text. I made it nice and big. Thicker font is going to work better. And then in our effects, we're going to search for another type of keying. All right, we did Ultra Key last week when we got rid of the green screen. This time for this text, we're going to use what's called the Track Matte Key. Track Matte Key. All right, and I'm going to drag that to my video, not the text. All right, so I'm going to drag this to my V1 layer, which is my text. Didn't do anything yet because we haven't gone to the effect controls. So what we're going to do is now go to our effect controls, and with our video selected, I'm going to come down to where it says Track Matte Key, and where it says Matte, I'm going to select the layer that my text is on. In this case, it's V2. So the matte is video 2. And look at that. Now we have our text, or our video, is masked inside of that text. Kind of creates a cool effect, I think, to start off with. And then what I was thinking about doing with my project, and I won't say you have to do this with your project, maybe you just have a transition of some type, but you could scale this. All right, so if I took my text layer, right, and I eventually scale this, it'll eventually be able to go away and we'll see our video. Now I kind of, hold on one second, Cal. I think I kind of crashed Premiere too when I was getting a huge scale factor, but let's see if it works here. So if I have my text starting here, Track Matte Key, and we're applying it to our V2 layer. So if I have my scaling starting here, and then maybe at the end of my text, or the end of this little duration of my text, we make it like super big. And I think we see this effect in a lot of movies and things like that where, you know, our text. Yeah. All right. I mean, you don't have to scale it, but you should at least be able to get the text masked into there, right?
It's not letting me mask. Wait, Track Matte Key, then put a mask.
You apply the Track Matte Key to your video layer, not the text.
Oh, that's gonna
My text isn't like, letting me make it bigger and all that.
It's still doesn't change it.
All right, I'll come around and help with those. I just want to get this kind of squared off to show you what is possible here with this. All right, so yeah, that would be it. So it would start off with the video is masked inside the text, and then as we play it, it kind of flies out and reveals our video.
This game is awesome. I'm going to get the new highest record ever. Leave me alone. Let me finish. You're going to mess up my game.
I won't give it away here. All right, so that's the process here of what to do. So we have our multi-camera editing. We talked about that rolling edit tool, which allows us to kind of adjust the camera angles and show one with maybe hiding more of the other. And now we use this Track Matte Key to mask video into the text. All right.